Aló, ahí sí estamos en esta nueva entrega ya de conferencias. Parece que me escucho doble. Ya, ahí sí. Estaba viendo si se veía la transmisión o no, pero sí, se ve. Se ve bien, así que estamos esperando a que empiece la transmisión de la E3 sobre esto que es Warner Brothers Games, que todavía no empieza. Así que estamos viendo cuándo va a empezar. Esperando que estén todos bien ahí en su casita. Si fueron a votar, mejor todavía. Así que estamos esperando, falta poquito para que empiece todo lo que es la E3. Con lo que viene también de Warner Brothers, que es básicamente el Back for Blood. Que es el Back for Blood, que la wea simplemente van a mostrar eso. Nada más. Así que ahí estamos esperando. No he encontrado nada aún, en todo caso. Hasta el momento no han mostrado nada. Y no he visto nada de momento tampoco. De la supuesta transmisión que va a poner aquí Warner Brothers. No sé si tienen una página oficial. No. Y ahí está. Ahí empezó Warner Brothers.
Over on Twitter, keeping up with there. They just put up a post that I think is interesting, explaining more of their online content and keeping the squad together, as they said. They're going to do it that if the party leader has content for PvE, which means that, of course, if they bought
Aquí
something,
está al menos la transmisión oficial del
if you want to
E3.
do an expansion, not everybody has to own it, just party leader does. And then for PvP, the question was, how do you keep it from being pay
Que
to
nos van a
win?
mostrar
They're doing a
todo lo
thing
de
where all the PvP additional
Warner
content
Brothers
you can get
Back
for
for
free by
Blood.
progression. So you could pick it up by, cosmetics, unlock it right away. But if you want to, you can earn it for free in the game too, which is a great look.
You know what's been really interesting to me about Back for Blood is that, with some games we see them trickling just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Black Panther, that was kind of happening.
way
Sorry,
too
I know that
soon. Way
stings.
too
I
soon,
apologize. I apologize. But Back for Blood is the exact opposite. They're like, yo, we want you to know exactly what this game is about. We have gotten very long descriptions about all the cleaners.
Yep.
We've gotten a very inside look at the Ridden as well. And I have absolutely loved everything that I've seen.
Yeah.
The cleaners are
Hasta el
extremely
momento no han
varied
mostrado
in
nada del
abilities,
juego en
but,
todo
I'm
caso.
gonna be quiet because
Hay mucho
all
que
time.
esperarse
It's time.
tampoco.
That's the thing. Everything I've seen has been a PvE thing, which is why I like it. So let's talk about PvP. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the Back for Blood showcase.
Ya, Back for Blood, ahí está.
There was a little while ago when WB Games had reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to be a part of the reveal of Back for Blood, and I knew what it was, and I was so excited about what this game is, and it's the reason why that I'm so stoked for everyone at home to enjoy this. So coming up next, WB Games is throwing you smack in the middle of the action with their gore fest shooter, Back for Blood. So grab your weapon of choice, because here is WB Games, Back for Blood.
thanks, Golden Boy.
Hello and welcome to the Back 4 Blood PvP showcase. If you don't already know, Back 4 Blood is an upcoming 4-player co-op zombie shooter made by the creators
Ya, el
of
Back
Left
4 Blood
4 Dead.
básicamente
Today
un
we're
Left 4
diving
Dead,
deeper into the new
pero
PvP mode called Swarm,
hecho de los
how it
mismos
works,
creadores.
and what you'll be doing, maybe even a little bit of strategy. We'll also talk with Turtle Rock's lead game designer on Back 4 Blood, Brandon Yanez, to help piece it all together. Before we get there though, let's start off with the reveal of a brand new PvP trailer and see what it's like in action.
Ya va a haber PvP. Igual que en el. Que en el Left 4 Dead.
That's one down.
When I was young, I climbed up too high just to touch the sun.
Back off!
On my mission, no prescription, shoot for number one. Start a riot, won't keep quiet. I'm surrounded. Heart is pumping, keep
Se ve
it coming, better
muy similar, weón.
This is what happens when you don't stick together.
I was born for this.
Ah, es por tiempo. Ah, interesante, weón.
Hit the gas and go. Now or never, live forever. I'ma take what's mine. Heart is pumping, keep it coming. Blood running high.
Se cacha el toque la mano de los weones que crearon el Left 4 Dead, weón.
Here they come!
12 de octubre.
That looked intense. So there you have it, guys. Back 4 Blood's PvP mode Swarm. To hear more about it and to take a deep dive into the gameplay and the mechanics, we have Turtle Rock's lead game designer on Back 4 Blood, Brandon Yanez. Brandon, can you tell us a little bit about the inspiration of this new PvP mode and what makes it fun?
Ya, ahí van a hablar sobre todo lo que es el
Just like our
PvP.
previous titles, we really enjoy bringing new ideas to the table while retaining the spirit of the genre that we're working in. So Back 4 Blood's PvP is heavily inspired by our previous titles that mix survival, fast action, massive monsters, and a touch of horror. So our goal is to make a balanced and fun PvP mode with just as much replayability
Sí,
as
ya,
the main
puta,
campaign.
esta weá va a
So
ser
what's the
igual que
structure of the
el
PvP
Left 4
like?
Dead.
Do
No
you
va a haber
play
ninguna
rounds?
diferencia, weón.
Can you play as both cleaners and ridden in one match, or are we swapping between the two?
Yeah, so it's played as a best of 3 match. Teams of 4 take turns swapping between the ridden and cleaner players. The job of the cleaners is to scavenge supplies, find a good place on the map to fortify their position, and try to last as long as they can. The ridden's main objective is to kill the cleaners as fast as they can. So this is achieved by choosing the right ridden to counter the other team's strategy, using mutation upgrades, and by coordinating attacks with other AIs and players.
Se
As
ve
the round
piola, weón.
progresses,
Se
the
ve
swarm
piola el
moves in,
juego.
so this increases the size of the ridden attacks and shrinks the playable space, sometimes forcing the cleaners out of their favorable positions, right? So when a cleaner team is wiped from the field, the points are scored for how long they survive. Then both teams swap, and then they go at it from the other side. The team that runs the clock the longest as the cleaners is the winner.
Now, I understand you can play as all the different cleaners in both co-op and PvP. Do you have a favorite character that you play as?
So I have a couple. I play Mom a lot. She's a badass with a sawed-off shotgun. She adds a lot of survivability to the team. She can also instantly help teammates that are falling during battle. All of our cleaners have special abilities, so that one is hers.
Ya, esta
Let's jump
señora
into another trailer
cura
that
a
goes a
los
little more in-depth
personajes.
on the Ridden's progression through PvP.
Cada
Check it out.
personaje tiene como su perk, como su poder especial. Reaker. Ya, estos son como el Spitter. Ya el Stalker era como el otro que estaba en el Left 4 Dead 1. Ay, pueden subir de nivel.
Okay, so Brandon, we just saw that each different Ridden has their own variants as well as their own mutations on each variant. So can you expand a little more on these special abilities and how they work?
Sure. So at the start of each round, players can choose between 9 playable Ridden, each with their own unique ability.
9 zombie
So for
one.
example, the
Piola.
Stalker can pounce a player and pull them away from their team, or an Exploder can time their detonation in the middle of a group of cleaners and fling them all in separate directions.
Now, knowing that each Ridden has these different abilities, how do they change and improve throughout a match and improve the Ridden's chance of winning?
So as the Ridden battle against the cleaners, they gain points. They can spend these points on team-wide upgrades called mutations.
Ya, puta, acá no los
Mutations
llaman
upgrade
zombies,
can
los
improve
llaman de
a
otra
lot of
forma.
different things on the Ridden side, from adding effects to their abilities. They might buff the common AI waves in size and strength. So the really cool thing is, so they affect the whole team, and they persist between rounds. So as a Ridden team starts to coordinate their upgrades, things can get pretty wild.
What are some strategies that the Ridden team can take on in order to get a leg up on the competition?
If the cleaners are really sticking together, you can swap to the Wretch and vomit on their location. That's going to cause them to spread out, right? This is going to open up a whole
Ya,
bunch
el
of
Wretch
opportunities
es el
for
que
the other
vomita y
Ridden
los
players to
separa.
attack, right? So if
Como que
you
cada
get
zombie
them
tiene
spread
su
out,
poder
there's a Stalker
especial
nearby. Stalker used the chaos to grab one of the cleaners,
para cagar a
drag them
los
off into the
limpiadores,
swarm.
o a los
The Wretch's
cleaners,
vomit
que les
also
dicen.
slows their victims, so if a tall boy who's naturally pretty slow can attack one of those slowed characters, they're going to really be able to pummel them. Another good one is if an Exploder waits for a cleaner to go revive their friend, they can use that as an opportunity to charge in and detonate on them.
No,
sending them
cualquier
flying
zombie
and doing a massive amount of
explotador
damage.
igual.
Ooh, sounds pretty brutal. So with that being said, which is your favorite Ridden to play as?
That has to be the tall boy. It's pretty easy to pick up and play, and I have a lot of fun. hitting
El
cleaners
tall
with
boy
this.
es como
Speaking
tiene un
of fun,
martillo, weón.
let's talk about weapons. Now, throughout the trailers, you can see a number of different weapons. Can you go a little deeper into what those weapons are and how
Y
they
ahora
work?
van a ver
So,
las
we
armas.
really wanted to expand on the amount of choices the player had in Back 4 Blood with their weapon. So of course there's handguns, shotguns, LMGs, SMGs, sniper rifles, and a whole
Pistola,
bunch of other types of
escopeta,
weapons, each with sort of
ametralladoras,
like a unique
subfusiles.
character feel to them.
Now, how
Sniper.
deep does this weapon customization go? I really want to know. What are some of the
Arrojadiza,
different
weón.
attachments and options, and how do they change the gameplay overall?
Absolutely. So there's a lot of different customization options for your weapons. So throughout the world, you can find scopes, silencers, stocks, sights, all that good stuff. You can mix and match them. So there's a ton of options.
Last question. Do you have a favorite type of weapon?
Absolutely. So as I said earlier, I really enjoy playing Mom. So her shotgun is definitely at the top of my list.
Ah, that's a
Al
solid
loco le
choice.
gusta la escopeta.
All right, we've learned a little bit about how it all works, the cleaners, the Ridden, the mutations, as well as how the customization works for the weapons. Thank you so much for joining me, Brandon, and for giving us a little bit more detail on Back 4 Blood's new PvP mode, Swarm.
Thanks for having me. I can't wait for everyone to get their hands on this game. We're all really excited.
Y ahí
Either. The good
mostraron
news
el
is that
PvP
you
que era
guys
algo
won't
nuevo.
have to wait too
No lo
long.
habían
There's
mostrado.
an open beta coming up on August 12th with an early access
Y
portion
una
on August
beta
5th
abierta
available to
desde
those
el
who
5 de
pre-order.
agosto.
That's all for today, but Back 4 Blood still has a lot more to reveal in the coming months, so stay tuned. Bye.
Ya, buena, beta abierta, weón. Y preorden también. Me parece piola. Posiblemente esto sea todo lo de Warner Brothers. Si era simplemente mostrar el Back 4 Blood, no creo que muestren más cosas en verdad. Y a las 5:30 empieza el...
And there you go, folks. Back 4 Blood looks awesome.
A las 5:30
PvP mode,
empieza
that was actually
el
a pleasant surprise for me.
PC
When
Gaming
I
Show.
played the game, you know, and when the alpha was out, I think it was the alpha is what they termed it as. It was, you know, a single player cooperative, right? That kind of experience, Dan. But you know, I love me some good old fashioned unorthodox PvP types of games. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I played an irresponsible amount of the versus mode in Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2, in which you get to be both the
Y eso
monsters
fue todo.
and the player characters. And Swarm mode that's exactly what I wanted from this game. And I like the wrinkle where
Eso fue
you're going to
todo,
die no
weón.
matter what, like you're
Puta la weá. La weá penca. Ahí está. El chat. Decepción. Yo creo que para todos esperaban algo de Mortal Kombat. Pero no pasó nada. Oye, sí, no. Si todos esperaban algo de Mortal Kombat, weón. Pero no pasó nada. Igual lo dijeron. Dijeron que era Back 4 Blood. La weá no era algo más. No. No me esperaba algo más tampoco, ¿cachai? No me esperaba algo más allá que eso. Si los buenos dijeron, vamos a ver Back 4 Blood. Y lo hicieron. Y lo hicieron. Ahí estoy viendo el live de los cabros y puta están pal pico, weón. Están todos decepcionados. Sí, puta. Hasta ahora viene PC Gaming Show. Lo que voy a hacer va a ser mejor jugar el Zelda, weón. Aprovechando esto. Weón, malísima la wea. Malísima. Sí, uno esperaba algo más, pero no mostraron nada, weón. Nada, sí. Ni la beta, solo la beta abierta, weón. Terrible gusto a poco. Quedó con la wea de Warner Brothers. Y yo cacho que PC Gaming Show va a ser un bodrio también, weón. No van a mostrar nada nuevo. Así que, puta, voy a cortar esta transmisión y la voy a convertir en... No, Patito, si lo que mostraron era eso. Lo que están mostrando ahora es la E3. Es la gente hablando. Y solamente fue lo del Back 4 Blood. Así que yo cacho que voy a modificar este live para jugar el Zelda, weón. Sí, voy a seguir en el... Voy a seguir con el... ¿Cómo se llama? Voy a seguir con el Phantom Hourglass. Así que quédense ahí. Voy a hacer un live, yo creo que como a las 5:20. Parte el live de Phantom Hourglass. Así que gracias por verlo. Una decepción, yo creo que para todos. Yo creo que para todos fue una decepción haber esperado tanto por Warner Brothers con alguna weá así como de Mortal Kombat, pero no pasó nada. Y PC Gaming Show, weón, la verdad es que los shows de PC Gaming son súper fome. Así que aprovechando el vuelo, voy a hacer un live de Zelda. Así que nos vemos en unos 5 minutillos. Esperen un poquito. Sí, voy a cortar esta weá nomás, sí. Weá mala, weón. Así que eso. Gracias por ver y continuamos con Zelda en unos 5 minutos más. Así que ahí nos vemos. Cuídense, gente. Que estén bien.